There's nothing more special than watching a child's first steps. But imagine if you've been told your child might never walk. Our Beatrice Politi tonight with a story about two special little girls who proved everyone wrong and why they are now walking tall.
5-month ultrasound, and we knew there was something wrong.
She had no natural concept of how to sit up by herself. By the time she turned 4, she didn't know how to stand up off the ground.
It just was like there was no substance to her, you know, like a rag doll, not like a person.
Two little girls, two very different medical conditions, one common disability, both unable to walk. 12-year-old Taya was born with severe cerebellar hypoplasia. A part of Taya's brain called the cerebellum did not develop properly, so she has trouble with balance and coordinating muscle movements. Taya is also deaf. Taya's mother, Jeanette Roxborough.
There's very few kids that are born with this disability. Within that disability, there are so many variables, so no two kids are the same.
3-year-old Lily was born with spina bifida. Lily's mother, Sylvie Lapointe.
No one can tell you she'll be fine, she's going to walk, she's going to be normal.
As the first few months of their lives ticked by, Taya and Lily missed the milestones parents rejoice in. Rolling over, sitting up, standing on wobbly legs, and taking those first few baby steps. Bill Carroll is Lily's father.
I had a whole image of her and what her life was going to be like, and I saw her in a wheelchair, and I saw her on her first day of school, me wheeling her there and buying a van that her wheelchair could get into and making changes around the house and putting in ramps. I saw that. I started to prepare for that.
But Lily, as it turned out, would walk a different path. That's right, I said walk, with the help of a little-known physical therapy.
The tools seem remarkably simple, a few boxes, some mats, and some blocks, but these tools in the right hands offer a world of possibilities in terms of teaching children how to walk.
It's called Cuevas Medic Therapy, created in Chile by Ramon Cuevas.
CME therapy is an approach of pediatric physical therapy to treat developmental motor problems in children from the age of 4 months until 10, 12 years.
The idea is to challenge the neuromuscular system through gravity.
Traditional therapy facilitate. Facilitate means make easier. CME say provoke. Come on, brain, you need to do it. Let me see.
CME therapists believe every child is born with a blueprint of motor behavior.
It's very well known how a child develops, and most of the children in the world, they walk themselves between the age of 12 to 16 months, right? So it's a standard. They control the head, they sit themselves, they stand in the crib, and then they move, they begin to be independent, and they walk.
But Lily and Taya weren't like most children. Simona DeMarchi, CME therapist.
They still want to do all those things, but damage has occurred to their brain that's not allowing them to execute that blueprint. So we need to come in with a therapy and provoke their brain to create the responses that are necessary.
Taya's mother, Jeanette, tried horseback riding and swimming and years of conventional physiotherapy.
The breaking point was when she was 4.5 in that walker and falling. She just kept falling. And I had this sort of realization, she's never going to get out of this walker. This is our life. This is it.
Through a family friend, Jeanette found Ramon. She traveled to Chile with Taya and began to videotape her progress. Back then, Taya had the motor skills of a 9-month-old child.
We were there for 5 or 6 weeks. She came home walking, holding onto one hand.
Ramon worked with Taya every day for 45 minutes, sometimes twice a day, sometimes holding her by the thighs, sometimes the knees, sometimes the ankles, constantly challenging her brain to find balance and then having her move while holding on to that balance.
We went 5 times after that. She started walking after the 4th, independently. She's just like this force that keeps going.
Lily's parents, Sylvie and Bill, also tried conventional therapies. They sought the advice of neurologists, but nothing helped Lily to sit up, much less walk.
I mean, think of a child that's over a year who can't even sit.
She was a year and 2 months.
She couldn't even support her own weight.
At 20 months old, this is how Lily managed to get around, scooching on her bottom. Then, after months of therapy, and soon after her 2nd birthday, her first steps.
Yay, good girl!
It can't be real. And she took those 5 or 6 steps into my arms and just, Sylvie, come and look. And we made her do it over and over again because you can't believe it.
Who taught you walking, Lily?
Simona.
Simona?
Lily's confidence soared, her independence within reach.
Well, you can see now, she's very sweet, calm, good-natured, but she went through a period where she was becoming very frustrated and angry, and you could just see she wasn't headed in a good direction. It's because she was intellectually normal, but physically unable to move.
If you can gain a day, a week, a month for their independence and their happiness, it changed everything for us. Now we can just breathe again.
But CME isn't for everyone. Children must achieve certain goals over time to show they're benefiting from the therapy.
I have a 25% of failure. People come to me, I do my best.
Those who practice traditional physiotherapy agree CME has the same basic principles, but say its effectiveness hasn't been properly studied. Lucy Pelland, Canadian Physiotherapy Association.
To my knowledge, there is no research evidence to support CME. For the length of time that CME has been around, I think it was developed in 1972, I wasn't able to find any documentation of the long-term outcomes of CME, and I think that would be really worthwhile.
Taya's mother is eternally grateful for what Ramon has done for her daughter.
He 100% undoubtedly gave Taya the gift of independence.
Which means everything.
He changed her life.
And when Jeanette watches her daughter walk, she knows Taya is not alone.
Her gait's, sort of uneven, and she's just motoring up the driveway. And I had this sort of image of him walking with her.
Taya continues to have trouble with stairs. She could benefit from 6 more years of CME therapy, but the trips to Chile are difficult and expensive. Each therapy session alone costs between $100 and $130. With even one a week, the costs quickly add up. Taya knows Ramon has been an incredible friend to her.
Ramon is beautiful.
And she, like him, would like to help children.
I want to teach everything.
Like Ramon taught you?
Same as Ramon? No, different. Everything, like at school, like math and spelling and things like that. Yeah.